Hello and welcome once again everyone. Today's video features the Tier 10 Japanese battleship Shikishima. This game turned out to be quite special, not only just highlighting Shikishima's potential, but the performance of the whole division involved. Let me quickly put up our good captain's recommended build, and one point of note here with this particular build is the use of the spotting aircraft upgrade. The Shikishima's turrets are so well armoured that the spotting aircraft really does add something, but it must be said that one must be comfortable with aiming while the spotter aircraft is active, and if not, then main armaments mod 1 is probably your better choice in slot 1. That being said, our good captain has more than 200 games in his Shikishima, and it shows, as you will come to understand as the action unfolds. That good captain is Darth Henning, and is joined in this game in a division with Bazinga Flux in his radar Minotaur and Alos in his Shimakaze. This video is entitled Against All Odds, and I'm not kidding here either. To see how a division can recover and still win against impossible odds can't be just seen in one video, so I've included both replays from the Minotaur and the Shimakaze, and both are timestamped if you are interested in seeing how each and every one contributed to this achievement. I've sped up certain parts of the action, as 3 games in one video is quite long, but I did find it very interesting to see the action unfold from all 3 perspectives. So before the craziness begins, let me once again give a huge shout out to Darth Henning, Bazinga Flux and Alos for sharing all of these replays. The Shikishima is for all intensive purposes a Yamato hull, but with some significant differences. Shikishima gets the biggest guns in the game, 6 510mm cannons of doom, capable of inflicting a whopping max damage of 19,400. No surprise really, the largest damage per shell, fitting for the largest gun caliber in the game. Shikishima also gets some noticeable improvements in both secondary armament and AA defense. When it comes to secondaries, it can be quite the monster. Imagine for a moment, if you will, a Haragumo strapped on each side, and it's pretty close to the level of firepower, even with this build, that the secondaries of the Shikishima are capable of dishing out. Shikishima's anti-aircraft defense gets a rating of 97 compared to the Yamato's 77. The most significant difference is the amount of flak explosions per salvo, which is 10 compared to the Yamato's 6. There was no carrier in this game to show this off, but it is quite a noticeable improvement. Shikishima also gets an improved rudder shift time compared to the Yamato, but the max speed and the turning circle remain identical. The reasons for the quick comparisons with the Yamato is, well, it's possibly the most iconic and well-known ship in the game, so a quick recap of the differences will say quite a lot to you already familiar with the Yamato. The biggest challenge faced by Yamato captains mastering the Shikishima is coming to terms with the fact it only has 6 guns in a 3x2 setup. But the good news is these guns are accurate. They have a max dispersion of 232 meters, which is less than the Yamato's 238 meters, and that is with the legendary module mounted for increased accuracy. What really makes these guns legendary for me is how they sound when fired. They really do sound incredibly powerful, and when you start seeing those depth strikes start piling up, you get the effects and results to match. What more could one possibly want? Our captain is in a kiting position here at the moment. He spent the opening phases of this game dueling with the enemy Yamato and Grossiker first, and dealing with that Hindenburg has disappeared up behind the island. His division mate is gone chasing after that Shima, so he has a good protective screen against the enemy destroyer. He has the support of the Minotaur on his right. There are 3 ships down at this moment in time. Shots out on that enemy Hindenburg. Just managed to get undetected there. Teams are still relatively equal. Just managed to land 2 overpens on that Hindenburg. Enemy Yamato coming in there behind the island. Our captain is looking for an opportunity to potentially lob shells over that island. There is a little gap there right at the low point. Sounds looking pretty good. Just a little bit too high, catching him on the superstructure. Enemy team is slowly gaining the foothold and advantage at the far side of the map. They've already managed to kill 5 ships. And you can see the tide of this battle is slowly beginning to turn. Just waiting for that angle. Just unable to lob shells at this moment. Being patient, our captain is undetected. Just waiting for that Yamato to clear the island. Just the tip of his bow appears. That's all our captain needs. Shots out. No citadels, but a good chunk of damage. That brings the Yamato down critically low. He's under heavy fire from the Mino. He is turning his guns on the Mino, so our captain quickly tries to finish him off. Yamato goes down to fire from the Odin. Captain switching back immediately to the Kerr first, who's also started shelling the Mino. Enemy team has now killed 6 and now 7. The situation is gradually deteriorating rapidly on the far side. It's now 4 ships lost to 8 ships lost. The east side of the map is being completely routed. Captain is still trading damage with his Kerr first. Up over 121,000 damage, but it is looking quite bleak on the opposite side. Our captain's division is in the process of being encircled. It's now a 3-on-8 situation. The Izumo has gone down. The enemy is taking the central cap. Well, over 200 points behind. In a 3-on-8 situation. Quickly rectified with a nice citadel on that Seattle. In the right hands, Shikishima captains can really make this ship shine in mid to late game engagements, providing valuable fire support to fellow teammates. It's important to always remember, however, that being capable of overmatching 32mm of armour does not make you invincible. These guns are very good against heavily armoured targets, but at close range against cruisers and destroyers, they can be a liability, leading to overpens and can easily get you into trouble in brawling situations. The enemy Hindenburg is assuming the classic kiting position, attempting to fall back and keeping our captain under heavy fire. Continuous stream of high explosive shells. Attempting to turn out he's just activated the Lucian's captain skill. He's turning and slowing. Again, just one overpen. Captain is down to under 25,000 HP. There is a lot of ships coming now behind. He's just maintaining angle, trying to deal with this enemy Hindenburg. Good solid salvo there on the Hindenburg. He was quite well angled. Stream of incoming fire now coming from the rear. I'm going to use this island to make a turn. That's again. Hindi is angling pretty well. Just under 4,000 damage. The Shimakaze has pushed into the capture point to attempt to redress the points balance. Mino is kiting away, so he does have support still on both flanks. Shima has actually opened fire on the Hindenburg. Captain gets shells away. The dispersion looks pretty good here. Pretty tight looking grouping. They're directly on target. Takes out that Hindenburg. Now our captain can turn to focus on the main group of ships here. Riga is potentially going to turn in and show broadside. Shots away. Again, that dispersion is looking pretty good. It's the citadel and the depth strike on that enemy Riga and the high caliber achievement into the bargain. It's now a 3-on-4 situation. Our captain is quite low. He's under 10k HP. He does pop that repair party. It's instantly tagged by the enemy Iowa. Shots out on the Iowa. Iowa makes a mistake. He turns in. He's angling to the shells from the Mino and gets taken out by our good captain. And suddenly an 8-on-3 situation has completely been switched. It's now 3-on-3. Shima is about to take the capture point. Still down 3 capture points. Gets another citadel. Gets the Confederate achievement. Enemy Mino is using his hydro. Probably torped by one of those destroyers. Enemy Talon is spotted again. And he takes a torp from the Shima. And from an incredible, almost certain loss situation, this division has turned this game and now looking like favourites. Enemy Mino starts pushing in. Enemy Shima starts closing in on the location of the 2 destroyers. Enemy Daring gets spotted. Shots instantly out by our captain. Takes out that Daring, securing the Kraken Unleashed. And now all that remains is the enemy Shima, who is in a very top spot, located between both the Mino and the Shima. And the Shima secures it. This is obviously the same game from the perspective of the Minotaur, which is fitted with radar and not smoke. I've quickly sped up the footage for the initial positioning so you don't actually miss anything, but because there's very little action, I'm trying to keep the length of the video down as much as possible without excluding anything. I've done the same at the start of the Shimakaze footage. It's very interesting to see each and everyone's contribution from their own point of view to such a memorable comeback. Each player's gameplay is all time-stamped on the video progress bar and in the description below, so you can easily navigate your way through the action.
begins in 5 minutes. set. The ship is on fire. Torpedoes to starboard. Engine boost deactivated. Problem solved, sir. Torpedoes to port.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser. Battle ends in 5 minutes.
I'd like to thank you once again all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Take a moment to check out some of my most recent videos and leave a comment below. And until the next time, keep sailing it like you stole it.